internet land? Nick Catelli here, theater bro. Man, I just want to say I think HBO Max has some of the best shows this season, right? We got Righteous Gemstones, we got The Last of Us, we got Hacks, we had The Pit, but now we have the comedic genius of Nathan Fielder in season 2 of The Rehearsal. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, you need to stop watching this. You need to Google it, because I feel like Nathan Fielder is probably one of the most genius meta social commentary comedians out there that does not get enough praise for what he does. If you remember, he started out on Comedy Central doing Nathan For You, where he was helping small businesses and the most, I want to say, overcomplicated but yet genius comedic ways. And then HBO was really smart and was like, we got to give this guy a show. And they gave him what's called The Rehearsal. He had season 1 of The Rehearsal, which I thought was really good, where he was helping people rehearse for real life scenarios, which I think is kind of a really genius comedic meta thing, right? It's like, you know, if you want to, instead of working with a life coach, I guess, to like interview for a job, he would just recreate the whole thing and hire an actor to play the reviewer and have that person actually live out that experience through a rehearsal process like an actor. But he's using real people to rehearse for real life things, and it's just like my mind is blown of how meta and how genius that is. Now, let's talk about season 2, because I thought season 1 was good, but season 2 premiered this weekend, and I am not going to lie when I say that I think season 2 is going to be some of his best work yet, just from this episode. So spoiler alert, I'm going to talk a little bit about the episode, not too much though. Remember guys, like, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff, but let's get right into it. Nathan Fielder addresses something that we've kind of been seeing in 2024, 2025, which is a lot of airplanes have, you know, been having some, well, I don't want to say crashes, but yes, crashes, and it's been terrible. But Nathan calls out this point that the airline pilots and the co-pilots aren't communicating that well. And he connects with the guy who used to be an older guy in charge of like the transportation department and makes it clear. And he shows black box scripts and have actors act them out. And it shows that like the pilots and the co-pilots like aren't getting along. And it seems like a lot of these planes are having crashes because the pilots aren't listening to the co-pilots and they're not communicating. And I just think it's like, yes, is there comedic value in that? I think there is, yeah. And Nathan Fielder will find it because he is a genius. But I was like, oh my God, what an amazing social commentary to address. Is that it is true that I guess I never thought about this, that airline pilots and co-pilots don't talk to each other. And that can lead to some real issues when it comes to what's going on with a plane mid-flight. And I just thought it was something genius. And Nathan goes out and he finds a real co-pilot and he talks to him. And the co-pilot even admits that like it's a new captain almost every flight. Like a co-pilot never works with the same captain choice. I guess the same flight crew rarely works together in the cockpit of a plane. And my mind is blown because I never realized that. So Nathan goes out, and knowing Nathan Fielder and the comedic genius that he is, he rebuilds an entire airport in a movie studio and hires a bunch of actors to go and follow pilots and people that work there and do their research. And we find out that, yes, a lot of pilots do not interact with each other before the flight, which can lead to some negative experiences in the cockpit. And so this is something that I'm amazed that like Nathan, number one, has the balls to take this on. I think it's going to be amazing to see his genius at work, turn this into comedic experience, but also turn this into a social commentary experience for us to watch. So I'm not going to lie, this season 2 of The Rehearsal, I think has already blown season 1 out of the water. And I think this is going to be an amazing season from what I saw last night. So, guys, you definitely have to check out The Rehearsal season 2. It's something that, like, I never even thought of before. And Nathan Fielder is going to take it on. And I am amazed. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for airline pilots rehearsing to interact with each other on a plane in a flight. Because I never thought about that. I always thought that like a pilot and a co-pilot were like best friends. Like, hey, let's go get some drinks and beers after this. And I didn't realize that there was just like a lot of like awkwardness. I didn't realize that like, a pilot and a co-pilot in a plane is like a really long, awkward elevator ride that can last anywhere from 2 to 10 hours. I guess if you're flying to London, whatever. But I will say that this season, from a comedic standpoint, is really some great meta social commentary on a topic that nobody has ever addressed. And I'm always amazed at how Nathan Fielder finds these things and can draw out not just the social commentary out of it, but yet something that really probably does need to be addressed by society, and he is taking it on. So I'm very excited to see. I give it an A+. I can already tell by this first episode it's going to be an amazing season. So guys, check it out. It's The Rehearsal, HBO Max. Episode 1 came out this past Sunday. New episodes every weekend. It's going to be amazing. HBO Max, you guys are killing it on shows. So my hat's off to you. Again, I'm Nick Catelli, Theater Bro, and I will talk to you guys later.